Hey guys, welcome to Easy Academy. Today we're learning about something called Diver's Law. And what Diver's Law essentially is the relationship between two different variables, pressure, or P, and the number of particles, or basically the mass. We'll abbreviate it as N. But just remember, this is basically mass. But in order for Diver's Law to be true, we have to keep two other variables constant. And these two other variables are temperature and volume. So what exactly is the relationship between pressure and the number of particles, or mass? Well, the relationship is something we'd call a direct relationship. What does this mean? Well, it basically means that as N, or the number of particles or mass, goes up, then pressure goes up as well. And as the number of particles goes down, pressure goes down as well. A graph for this would look something like this. Basically a regular linear graph. Now, why is this true? Let's draw two particle diagrams here. So let's pretend they're the same volume, same size, and let's pretend the temperature is held constant here. Now let's put two particles in the first one, and they're just moving around, colliding, and let's put 6 particles in the second one. Now, as you can see, from the first particle diagram to the second one, we have increased the number of particles. And you can see that now in the second diagram, there's a lot more collisions happening because there's a lot more particles going around and colliding everywhere. So as the number of particles increase, the collisions also increase, which means the pressure increases because pressure is the number of collisions that happen. Now, the same thing when you decrease the number of particles. If you have 6 particles and you reduce it down to 2, suddenly there's a lot less collisions happening because there's only 2 particles in the same amount of space to be colliding everywhere. So the pressure goes down as you decrease the number of particles, but as you increase it, pressure goes up because there's more collisions. Okay, so now let's do a problem using Diver's Law. So the problem basically says that if 1 mole of helium gas exerts a pressure of 2 atmospheres, what pressure would 2 moles of helium exert? Well, if we look at our table here, we know that the number of particles, or the mass, increase from 1 mole to 2 mole, so the effect is an increase. So because of this, we know that the pressure also has to increase as well, because mass and pressure are directly proportional. So we need to find the proportion that also increases pressure. So the proportion here would be 2 over 1, which would be 2, and you multiply 2 by the 2 atmospheres and you get 4 atmospheres. And that's how you solve a Diver's Law problem.